Well, he once told us he's been riding Larry the Cable Guy's coattails so long, he still has flannel under his fingernails.
You're so funny, Reno. Great line from Reno Collier, but the truth is fans love him, and we know many of you are excited to have Reno back in the Big O.
Oh, man, we've been looking forward to it for a while. Good morning,
Yeah.
man. It's been,
Good
what,
morning.
2.5 years? Or about 2 years?
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Did we upset you? Is there
What
a reason
happened?
you've stayed
I
away?
have had it with you guys. I said I'm not coming back until Sam's Club brings a ton of food, and finally you put my green room together right.
That's right, but you had
awesome.
a wrap. You tasted the wrap.
I ate a wrap
Your
and it
mouth
was
on
delicious,
fire.
but it's a little hot.
It was spicy.
He's had
So
dessert.
He had to
I
fill
loved
one of
it,
these
yeah.
tumblers.
Right, the cake,
This
the
great.
brownie first, and then I had the.
This is like we're all so giddy because we're just eating and drinking and having
Well,
a great
it's nice
time.
to have a big spread for all of our important guests.
Well, and I said too. I said if there's not a tent with Huskers written on it, I'm not coming. So, that's,
so what have you been up to? I mean, it's been a couple years since we've caught up with you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what have you been doing?
I've been just working. I did a CD for Warner Brothers that's coming out, and just working. You know.
The cruise ship, because I saw on social media, you know, people
Yeah.
that were on these cruises were sending you messages. So what do you do? What is the experience like, your shows on those ships?
They're fun. It's different. I mean, they're comedy clubs that are on a ship. There's like a theater that holds like 400 people or whatever. But they're different. You don't know what you're going to get on a cruise ship. Like sometimes you have a bunch of people on scooters with, breathing out of the tubes, and then it's just a mix of all different. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise. I'd never been on one until I started working on them.
Really?
Yeah, and nobody that works on the ships speaks English. Because they work like 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, and
It's an international mix.
Yeah, well, Americans aren't going to do that either. You know what I mean? We're not going to work 7 days a week for 12 hours. Come on. But they're good. The good crowds are good, and I'm still doing clubs, and I did the casino, the Hard Rock casinos, and
Yeah, I mean, just traveling a ton.
all over.
yeah.
Land and sea.
We talked about Larry the Cable Guy. And
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar
I
with him.
know. But you guys go way back. I mean, way back to the early days.
Yeah.
You've known him for such a long time. And I guess that's how you guys got the stigma of as a blue collar guy, right?
It's not a bad stigma to have when you're on tour with him and Jeff and
No, I
Ron
toured
and-
with him for a long time, and Jeff and Ron and Bill, and yeah.
Is there a revival, sort of, because you know what I mean? Like that was you were the hottest things on planet Earth. And then, you know what I mean? Would you bring it back? Do you ever talk about a resurgence?
No.
No.
No, I don't care for that stuff. No, I mean they could. I mean it wouldn't matter if I did it. It wouldn't, But Ron and Bill and Jeff, and if they all got back together, I don't know. Ron, the way I got on the tour was, I don't know. I can't say. I'll just say it without saying
Sure.
it. The way I got on the one with Bill and Larry and whatever and Jeff was Ron. They called Ron. And they were like, Ron, you want to come back at Ron White? And Ron said, I can't go 25 minutes without saying. And Jeff was like, okay, well then you can't, because Jeff, they're clean.
Yeah.
Jeff's
They're not
real
using-
clean. No, there's not a lot of
So
vulgarity.
Ron wasn't playing that.
Ron's
and
like,
so they were like,
"No."
okay, we need
Ron's like,
somebody
"I'm not
else.
doing it." So
I'm
they're like,
foul.
Call
I'm
Reno.
foul.
yeah, they're like, who's that fat guy eating all the food? And I'm like, hey, let's go out there. So then I ended up doing it.
But when you got your start though, you started in a comedy club as a server, as a bartender. Is that right?
I bartended, I cooked, I worked the door. I mean, and it was all the waitresses were like these hot girls, and they wouldn't do anything. So they'd be like, the woman's toilet would overflow. And the owner and manager would be like, you girls go in there and clean it up. They're like, I'm not cleaning up. I'm like, I'll clean it up for 7 minutes on Wednesday night. And they're like, no, we'll get one of these girls. And the other girl's like, we're not doing it. They're like, fine. So I'm in there like mopping up poop, like, hey, two guys walk into a bar. What am I going to talk about? So I'd trade
That's
out.
how you got on stage, right?
Yeah, that's how I get stage time.
That's awesome.
I'd work the door and there was a crate, like Jimmy Walker. Remember Jimmy
Yeah,
Walker?
yes.
So he came in one time, and I don't care, Colleen. I'm just going to tell this anyway. So he comes in and he's like, he comes up to me while I'm working the door, and I was all excited to meet him. I'm like, hey man, and he's like, he goes, hey man, after the show, sell my T-shirts. I want you to set them all up on a table, and I'm like, what? And he goes, yeah, set my T-shirts up, and don't let anybody yell dynamite. Because that's what people, that's what they know. Dynamite. Right. So I'm like, dude, I can't set your teacher. I work the door, then I go in the kitchen, then I'm bartending. I'm not going to have time. He's like, set my shirts up. I'm like, I'm not going to be able. So he goes up, does a show, comes back, and I'm handing out passes for the next night. And he starts yelling at me. I told you set my shirts up. Why didn't you set my shirts? I'm like, I told you, I got to cook, and I'm on the phone. I've got work to do. He's like, man, and he's yelling at me. He takes his shirts outside, he throws them down, and he's standing there, and people are walking out, and I'm handing out passes. And I'm like, man, I'm all mad. I'm like, hey, if whoever yells dynamite the loudest gets a free shirt. So people are walking out. Really? Oh, I swear, yeah. So people are walking out, and I hear this one guy go, dynamite! And I hear, mother! I'm sorry. He came in and tried to get me fired. And the manager's like, the guy does like 8 jobs. He runs the place.
We can't get rid of him.
Yeah.
He's our MVP.
Yeah, let's start getting more stage time after that, right? That's good stuff.
But that wasn't your only job, because to me, the idea of you in a classroom
I was a teacher.
Were you
how
a gym
about
teacher?
it? How about it?
teacher.
Yeah. How did you, I mean, the transition when you're already teaching and then to think, okay, I'm going to go do comedy full time. Was that a little nerve wracking?
Yeah, well, I taught for a summer school and then a full year and then another summer school. And I don't think I was that good.
It wasn't much of a risk?
No, I started doing stand-up, and I was like, I got to quit this teaching thing. And I was so stupid. I had like 3 weeks booked on the road, making like $150 a week. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm a comedian. I ditched my apartment. But when I went in to quit my teaching job, I walk in, and the principal was sitting there, and he had glasses on. And I walked in, and I was like, excuse me, sir. I know this is short notice, but I don't think I'm going to come back and teach next year. And he literally goes like this. All right.
It goes back to work.
Like in a movie when a teacher leaves, like the kids draw a poster and there's a car going somewhere else. Not that. It was
Wasn't
like,
even phased.
all right.
We'll see you later.
You didn't even care. I'm like, you don't even have a PE teacher to fill my spot. You don't care.
That's great.
It's 2 weeks.
Well, Reno's going to be in Omaha all weekend. Tonight, tomorrow, Sunday. He's got 5 shows to do, so sneak in on one of those. FunnyBoneOmaha.com. Are you going to try to hook up with Larry the Cable Guy this weekend? Are you guys still friends? You still talk?
No, I don't care for him at all. No, yeah. We'll get up.
When in Rome.
That's
Reno,
right.
great to see you.
Oh, it's great to see you
Please
guys
come
too.
back like
Yeah.
not 2.5 years later.
Yeah, well, if
Okay.
you keep this up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's Jack Daniels
On the
over
road.
there. There's wings.
There's a lot.
and
It's going to
yeah.
get interesting here in the next 20 minutes.
Enticing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reno.
Now I need a shot of Lipitor and a rib spreader, and I'll be able to get out of here.
They might have that too at Sam's. I don't know.
But they do. All right, today's
That's great to
opening
see you.
day at Valdes, and we're sending some